Don't mind the laptop noise. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one.
Thank you, everyone, for getting your... Don't trip over the can of nails. Thank you, everyone. Now I'm all jumbled up. If you've asked to have your name on the door, I appreciate you. If you would like your name on the door, please check out the link in the description. There's still a lot of room left, although it is filling up quite quickly. So thank you, everyone who has gotten their name on here so far. When that's filled up, I don't know, I'll probably start writing names on that door, although I had different plans for that door there. But if you've been watching my channel for a while, even a short while, you know that my plans change quite easily. So that's okay. Item number 1 on today's list, done. Thank you. Item number 2 is to process some wood. Not this wood. That was processed yesterday. I started another vlog yesterday. So if you want to know what I'm doing with this, stay tuned for another vlog. Probably coming out after this one. Spoiler alert, there's a big bummer. I had filmed a few weeks ago when I picked up this wood, I had filmed me picking it up, and I filmed it in such a way that it was going to be a piece of the storytelling in the vlog, but I accidentally deleted that clip. Bummer. So we'll just ignore that wood today, and instead we will focus on this wood. We are going to process this into something else. So you might know that we invented a new game called Beam Golf. And the object of the game is to obviously do that. And it is quite fun. However, I need this piece of wood for a future project that I'm doing in my friend's house. I have shown some other work that I've done in his house to prepare for this, but I'll do a recap in a future vlog in case you're interested. Initially, this was actually going to be used in my house as floor tiles, which I do talk about yesterday, which is in the next vlog after this one, where we are dealing with this. So stay tuned for that, but it's gonna get confusing if I keep doing the back and forth. For now, we are going to process this into something that I'm gonna do in the future. There, I'm doing it again. First thing we gotta do is lift this heavy bastard. At least now that it's dry, it's not so freaking heavy as it used to be. Okay. Get this on the workbench. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, that would have been... Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. We're going to... Interrupted by thing number 3 on the list of things to do today. We will get back to thing number 2 here in a second. At least it's on the bench, which is the hardest part of it. Okay, thing number 3 on today's list of chores to do is we are going to retrofit our studio space here into a temporary chicken coop because we are heading into a cold snap, and them being in that chicken coop there, they're going to die probably because it's going to get down to below minus 40.
I don't think they would die, but they would be very uncomfortable.
They might not die.
And they could probably have frostbite, pretty much.
Right. They could die though if
maybe. Well, somebody being sick like Sunny, she could
right.
die.
So last year, when we had this sort of thing happen, we brought the birds inside, which was not ideal because birds are disgusting, and we don't want them in our house this year. But this year, we are contending with a sick bird. This is Sunny. We put a mirror in here so she'd have a friend herself. Funny enough, some of our other chickens hate the mirrors, but Sunny doesn't mind it. But anyway, she has a respiratory, however you say it, infection right now. So that's why she's in here. She's doing a lot better than she was, but she's still a little wheezy. You can kind of see how she's breathing out of her mouth like that. But she's doing a lot better than she was. We're giving her is it antibiotics or is it something else?
She has vitamins in her water, yeah, and some antibiotics as well.
Okay. Oh yeah, and electrolytes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that why her water is like green?
Yeah, it's like a yellowy color. The powder itself is orange, so it makes the water different colors.
Okay, so she is chilling in here already, and the other girls are here in their run. Doing fine, actually, because right now it's only probably about minus 15 or 16, so the girls are they're chilling out here. Of course, they can go in and out as they please, but they like being out here. However, in tomorrow, if the forecast is right, which it hardly ever is, it's going to be minus 40, and that means it's probably going to get down to minus 30-ish in the coop. That's what happened last year. And last year was our first year with chickens, first winter with chickens. If you want to check out that adventure, I'll put a link in the description. Last year, we only had 6 chickens. This year, we have 9 chickens. So putting them in the bathroom is not really an option this time because, you know, crowded space and stuff. And you might actually be wondering, why don't we just put heat in the coop? Well, we could put heat in the coop, except for that then they get dependent on heat and then they can't stand the cold oftentimes because they acclimate. But they have a really high core temperature that helps them regulate, or not regulate, withstand the cold. I don't know how to explain it. Chickens are birds. You see ravens flying around, except for right now.
They're quite
and they're fine.
hardy depending on the breed that you have as well.
Yeah, sure. There's a lot of things that go into it. We decided not to put heat in the coop or artificial light. That would help with their egg laying. Although this year they've decided to keep laying, at least our young birds. And Plum, was it? Laid her first egg. Can't walk backwards and follow the trail at one time. She laid her first egg yesterday, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a teeny tiny one. They're about the same size as one of our other bantams, Nugget's eggs. The other bantam, Phoebe, doesn't lay yet. So what we're gonna do is basically take this stored chicken wire and make a temporary enclosure in here. Something like this. This little temporary enclosure here has everything that our chickens need, including the social distance between the birds that will be in here and Sunny. They got their something to roost on at night or whenever. Got a little nest box here, including a fake egg. I forget who sent this to us, but thank you. Got these up here so they can't get onto here because chickens like to be like really up high in their environment. The highest thing in their environment. There we go. And so we'd rather them roost on the actual. We're gonna have to figure out a different way to close this, but we want them to only roost on their perch there, which hopefully is what happens. Now to stop them from going up onto stuff like this and that over there, we're gonna make a makeshift roof of sorts. So remember this wood that I processed yesterday for an upcoming vlog? Right here, this stuff. We're going to use these as rafters, if you will. And on top of these, we are going to put up like a drop cloth or something like that. And that way they won't be able to fly out of here. We'll see exactly how everything goes once we have them moved in, when it gets really cold. And if it decides not to get cold, that would be a real big bummer because this is kind of a mess, but we'll see. We're kind of like playing it by ear. We haven't done this before, so hopefully we know what we're doing. We'll figure it out. This is only temporary anyway. The cold snap is only supposed to last about 4 days. Last year we had 2 cold snaps when it got to -40. And they lasted for a week each. Not great. And the year before that, it was a whole month. It's unpredictable, Canadian weather, but whatever. We're doing what we can with what we have. Perhaps in the future we will figure out heat for the coop when it gets this cold, but for now we don't have that. So we are using our rag sheets. This was going to be turned into rags, and you know, some other stuff, and kind of making this ragtag little temporary coop. I think that Sunny is going to be a lot happier to have her friends, family, coop mates back with her. She's going to stay separate because she's sick, and then when she's good again, we'll put her back with the girls, probably back in when we change environments once more. It'll make the reintegration smoother, and hopefully won't disturb the pecking order. But we'll see. Birds are birds. Is that it?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome for this not great coop, but it's necessary, kind of. We don't want our birds to be uncomfortable. There's literally books of information that we could be talking about, but it's dependent on your location, where you are, what kind of breeds you have, and all sorts of different things. We're kind of doing what we figure is best for our birds based off of what other people in our area are doing, and other sort of information that we are given by, well, Ashley took stupid university courses for some reason to learn how to care for chickens. And then we also have other folks in like the Facebook chicken groups and stuff that give advice and stuff on how to deal with really cold, freezing temperatures. And since it's cooler in here than it is in our house, this is probably the best option, because they're not going to have, what is it called when you reintroduce them into?
Acclimatized?
Yeah, it's easier to acclimate them that way, and then they don't stay uncomfortable. And then it tricks their molting thing too sometimes, right?
Yeah, changes in temperature.
Yeah, don't want that to happen. Anyway, like I said, there's literally books of information out there. If you have chickens and don't use us as the gospel truth on this stuff. We are kind of doing what we figure is best for our birds. But anyway, let's go back to number 2 on the list of things to do today. Well, that's an annoying sound, so we'll have no more of that. Like I said, I will show you what this is going to be in another vlog, but for now I will tell you that this is going to be the top, and this is going to be the face. They may decide to stain it. I'll show you what it looks like with just a treatment. This is just water, but if they decide no stain, but they just want to have a clear coat on it, it's going to have that appearance, which I think is super nice, if you're asking me. So we'll see. I actually ended up cutting off quite a bit of this because it was way too long for what we're using it for. So that will be turned into something else eventually, whenever I can think of what to do with it. And that looks good. I like those bandsaw marks. Speaking of saws, cutting that off was not straightforward. I had to cut it first with my circular saw, which has a very shallow depth, so I had to cut it all the way around. And then after that, I ended up cutting the middle section of it with a hand saw, which was not a huge deal, but you know. if it's not going to saw all the way through that way, it means it's also not going to be able to saw all the way through the other way. So I did cut what I could with my circular saw all the way down the lengthwise. I ripped it on 2 sides, but it doesn't go deep enough. So what I'm going to have to do is either buy or borrow a tool that's going to be able to cut the rest of the depth, because both my circular saw and the table saw cannot cut that depth, unfortunately. So I don't know. That'll have to be a future solution. Another solution we have to find is, what are we going to do about beam golf? We got to have beam golf, or something like beam golf. Beam golf adjacent, if you will. Because I can't tell you how valuable it is to have something in the shop completely unrelated to making, for when you want to take a break. The only thing is, damn it, that would have been so smooth. I was just going to say, the only thing is that beam golf is getting too easy. Man, how slick would that have been if I would have gotten that in the first shot? Now that the beam is gone, maybe we'll use this as an opportunity to invent a new game. And we'll probably keep the golf element there. I don't know exactly how it would be different, but we don't have a beam anymore, and the beam, to be honest, was in the way. And once the shop is pristine again, after we finish the few projects we're working on, I don't know what to replace it with. I just thought of something super obvious. That would have been smooth if that would have landed like that. Hold on, let me try that one more time. Second time's a charm. That was worse. I have an idea. This is going to be simpler than beam golf, but it's going to be awesome because it won't be in the way. So I just got done working in the shop, and I closed up the coop and stuff. Pretty normal. Checked for eggs, dumped their water. You don't want water to be in the coop overnight, especially in the winter. It's too cold. But that's not the crazy part. Crazy is the wrong word. I put the egg in my pocket. I go do the closing chores, and then coming in, I reached my hand into my pocket saying, "Hey, got 1 egg," but somehow it freaking broke.
Aww.
That's gross. At least it didn't go to waste. That was a nugget egg, and I have no idea how it broke. Because these eggs, let me show you guys. These eggs are really strong compared to store-bought eggs, anyways. Oh, hey, this is Plum's first egg, guys. Very similar to Nugget's eggs, but also vastly different. I don't know if you can tell the difference there, but this is Nugget's egg being all speckly, and then Plum's egg is very plain, also a little bit smaller in this case. Okay. Check this out. Nugget egg. I'm gonna, the only thing I can think of is if I was bending down and somehow I crushed it, but I'm not sure. That's fine. Look at this.
Oh.
You can hit these quite hard, and I mean, you have to take my word for it, but I'm punching that. I have no idea. I have no idea how that happened, especially in this soft jacket. But oh well. What the heck? Doesn't make any sense. Here, let's see. Okay, that did break, but like that's still intact.
Looks like.
Here, Hank, you want another egg? They're strong. Sorry for wasting another egg.